and review that. That's let's record stuff. Okay, so you guys did here git init, and this the font is all right, the size is all right. You want bigger? Good. Bigger? Okay, yeah. This good? Better? All right. So I did git init, and now when I do, so I have initiated git repository here. So that means I'm tracking from now on. So if I do git status, it shows me all the new files and folders that, and right now it's everything. So that's what you saw last time. And then from here you did git commit with a message, and then you did git push. So you pushed all the files and folders inside the GitHub. And we don't want to do that because, again, for example, this file right here contains your database username and passwords. You don't want to share that. And it's not necessary because your server database and password will be different. So all these files will be already generated. The only one you want to push, which will matter, is WP content, because inside that folder are all your team stuff and plugins and all the other things that you want to track. So how we tell GitHub or Git not to track this other, to disregard anything else except that, it's called, we need file that it's called gitignore, which, right, it's kind of self-explanatory. It says, okay, git ignore this stuff now, right? So we want to create that. We can do it straight from here, and we do this command, make directory, right, mkdir, and then we say dot git ignore. This is the file that Git recognizes. If it's present, it will look inside and see, okay, which one I need to ignore. And nothing happened. If I do git status, it's still all the files. So I have one, you can search online and kind of just type WordPress git ignore files, and people created bunch of already built git ignore files for you. But let's type git ignore syntax. So Git has great documentations for everything. So it says git ignore specifies intentionally untracked files to ignore. So that means whatever you tell it to, you need to tell Git what not to track. And then let's find the example. We need Atom now to be able to edit that file, or any other text editor. And we are inside our underscores tutorial file. So I'm gonna go to open this folder. Okay, I don't need all this stuff. So I'm looking for that git ignore that we created, and it's right here. Oh, stupid me. Never mind. Disregard what I did earlier. I created directory. We need a file, right? We need git ignore file, not directory. So mkdir is not correct command. That creates directory, right? So we need file. So we're gonna delete that, and you can do it from here. Now when we are in Atom, we click and we say new file. So inside that root WordPress directory, we want to create file called gitignore. And if I'm right here, we can say exclamation point, which means accept, and then we say WP content. And when I save this, they should tell Git, okay, ignore everything except this folder. So if I would do this, it would mean ignore this folder, right? But if I do exclamation point, I'm telling it, do not do that, right? So opposite of You know what I mean? Like if you did PHP a little bit, you had that. You guys did PHP class with Rudy, and that's what it means. Like if, and then if you do exclamation point, it means if not empty or whatever, right? Recognize that, Austin, from PHP or a little bit? I don't know how much you did negatives, but so now when we go back to our terminal, we want to see everything disappears except that WP content if I'm correct. So we do git status. No, it didn't do it. Okay. Okay. So we'll do different thing now. We'll grab my stuff from here, and I'll show you the one that you can use in your projects from now on. You always put that same gitignore there, and it's the one that I like. That's why I don't know the syntax, because I always use the same one. Come on. What the heck? There it is. So it's slightly bigger, but we don't have to worry about a lot of these things. You can just copy and paste that file, and I give it to you guys. But this part is what you want to change every now and then to your liking. It says ignore everything in the root except this. So yeah, I forgot the star, which means everything, matches everything. So I say ignore everything in except whatever has exclamation point. So I want to ignore everything except this WP content file. So now when I copy all here and paste it in our own attempt of gitignore, save that, and now when we go back, git status, you see now git is tracking only gitignore file, because we wanna track that file, because when we pull down from git repository or someone else is using, we wanna provide them with this file so they know what we care about. We don't want someone to come and we say, okay, can you help us out? And they push some code, and then they push all this stuff there that we don't want. So you just track these two things. So you see what changed before? It was tracking everything that is in the folder. And now since we did this file, gitignore, that we created this file, we said here to ignore everything except these two things. There is a little more stuff here, like it's not gonna you see it's gonna ignore this hello, the default plugin that comes with WordPress. It's gonna ignore all the 2017 whatever those default themes, because really you don't care about those. You're not gonna use them. You're gonna use your own theme. You're gonna be building something else. This is also something that you don't want to track, but it doesn't matter to you right now. I don't want to cover you with those things. But if you get this file copied like this, created in your own gitignore file, from then on, Git will track only this stuff for you. And then you won't be pushing all this to your GitHub repository, because you don't want to do that. So what do we have? So that's kind of gitignore. Is it clear what it's doing? It's basically copy and paste what you're gonna do in that file, but what is inside, it's telling Git, okay, I don't want these things. Yes, go ahead.
If we had already pushed all those files, do we have to bring them back?
No, once you do the next commit, it's gonna do only these things, right? But yeah,
everything.
I'm sorry.
Will it delete the files?
I think actually it will. No, they will be there. Yes, because it's just gonna kind of merge this. Whatever is different from before, it's gonna merge only that W. So all other ones will be there. So what you can do is, I don't know, because you can create conflicts if you go now in the GitHub You can go in GitHub and delete, but that's a lot of stuff. So I would delete the whole project since we were in the beginning. Delete the whole project, create a new one, then go to your folder and do git add remote
Kind of what we removed.
the whole thing. And before you adding, you want to remove the other one so it doesn't stay there. Yeah, it's gonna be different URL. So you want to remove the other one, the other remote. So you do git remote rm and then the your how you named it origin, right? And then it will go away, and then you can use that origin name again for that new one. So you do git remote remote add, you named it origin. So you guys understood this origin, what it's doing. You can put whatever you want. You can do MVC here, but the practice is to do origin. But sometimes you might have, and we will have, maybe two different remotes. So you push something here, and then you push also on this place. So you would call this one origin, and the next one you'll call production, for example. So you can add several repositories, and origin just replaces that URL that goes here, git whatever it is, the whole that URL. So instead of you typing every time git push and then the whole URL, you just say origin, and you say git push origin, and then you say what branch, and it's usually by default it's master branch. Got it? Or I'm making it already a little bit now. Well, this is just repeat steps now, so it's a it's a good practice. But because Git can get conflicts also when you're changing things like that. For example, now imagine you have like a server on Bluehost or GoDaddy or somewhere, and you have your WordPress there, and you start using GitHub for your to track code and stuff, and you push everything to GitHub, and then you pulled from that GitHub to your GoDaddy, and now all of a sudden you go to FTP files to copy files manually to the server, and next time you try to do some GitHub pulling or pushing, it's gonna say, oh, I don't know about something's changed. It's not the same from your computer, from GitHub and the server. So something changed without Git knowing about it. So it says it has conflict, so you need to reset some things, and it can get tricky. So since we are at the beginning of the project, you can now delete that project from last time, include gitignore file, so you only track these two things, and then just keep going from there, right?
What was to remove it, what was
Let's see. I think it's git remote rm for remove, but we can say git remote remove. There you go. Where's my mind? I looked for it. Yeah, it is. So it's a git remote rm. So you see here, when you do git remote -v command right here, this is very also useful command because you might have a lot of projects that you don't remember what Git repositories you have. So you just run this command, and it lists you all the remote that you added. So you see this project has two remotes. Once it's called origin, and it's this location, and the other one is named destination, and it's this location. So you want to remove, for example, this destination, or in our case, we want to remove origin. We say git remote rm. Rm is shorter for remove, and then you put that name there, which in our case is origin. And then when you run git remote v again to check what the versions you have, that one that you deleted is not going to be there anymore. And then you can go and you can create new project in Git repository in GitHub, get the URL from there, and then come back here and do git remote add origin, and then new URL, and you linked your Git with that repository. Got it? Is it kind of clear? Getting there? It's basically repeating from last time what we did last time. Just we're removing now one. Okay, so we good? Can we move forward, or you guys want to do it now? You feel like doing it right now? You want to do it right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it now, and then we'll go to the next step. Where is the? Am I recording or no? Oh, I do. Okay.